As an example of suffering and patience, brothers, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. James chapter 5, verse 10. From the example of the farmer in verse 7, James now urges us to take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord as an example of suffering and patience. James, of course, does not tell us which prophets he has in mind. Maybe it's Jeremiah, who is also known as the suffering prophet. He suffered at the hands of pagan kings and mostly from his own people. He was faithful to the message that God had given him to deliver. Or maybe it's the prophet Elijah, whom James mentions in the next passage as an example of fervent prayer. And from the book of Kings, we see Elijah's battle with Baal worshippers. Irrespective of which prophets he has in mind, the point James wants us to see is that the prophets suffered for God's purposes and yet they continued God's work. So we imitate them. Doing God's will may lead to suffering. What is needed is a willingness to bear the suffering and to maintain spiritual integrity while patiently waiting for the Lord's providence. Jesus says in John 16:33, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Have a blessed day.